Let's take a look at exercise 2409. This is from the Gamma text. So I'll put Gamma here so we know what we're doing. And the question's about GST. Now, in this case, GST, by the way, is using the old GST formula, but we're going to change it to the new one. So rather than 1.125, we're going to be multiplying or dividing by 1.15, which, so in other words, 15% GST. And we've got a great question over here, and it says, I'll just go to the question, and it says, here we go, let's see what we got. Prices of products sold by a computer accessories firm. It says calculate the values marked A to M. So I'll do these on the calculator, but I'll show you how I'm doing them as I go. So first of all, we've got the price excluding GST. That's just the price itself. We've got a certain amount of GST added, and it says what's the price including? So the price including must be simply this price plus the GST to give the new price. So we're going to take those two prices, we're going to add them together, and let's see where we end up. So here they are. So I'll do it on the calculator so you can see it straight away. So here it is. It's going to be 3799 plus we've got 474.88. Let's see what we end up with. 4273.88. So it's going to be $4273.88. You want a dollar sign in front there as well. So that's the first one done. Second one, though, we have a price, but we don't have the GST amount. We also don't have the price including GST. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this bit here, add GST to it, and then work out the amount. So here we go. So we've got $2.99. To find this bit out here, I'm going to take the $2.99 and I'm going to multiply it by 1.15. And that will give me the amount including GST. So let's find that first. So we've got $2.99 times 1.15, and that's $343.85. So $343.85. Remembering to put the dollar sign in there as well. So the GST amount then must be the difference between them. So I'm going to take the $343.85 and subtract the $2.99. So I've got my $343.85. I'm going to subtract the $2.99, and that's going to give me the difference. Let's have a look. So there it is. I'm going to subtract the $2.99, and I get $44.85. So that's the answer here. So it's going to be $44.85. Hopefully you can read that okay. All right. So now we've got the price including GST, and then we want to find the other two. So I'm going to do this one here first. Let's take this, and we're going to divide by 1.15, yeah? So it's gone all dark. I'm just going to make it a bit lighter. I'm not quite sure what's gone dark. Let's have a look. So let's make it a bit lighter. Oh, it really has gone dark, isn't it? Or was it the monitor that's gone dark? Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. That's a bit better. All right, I like to be able to see what I'm doing. All right, so let's take this price here. We're going to divide by 1.15 to get the original price. So I'm going to take 76.38, 7.86 and 38 cents. I'm going to divide by 1.15, and that's going to give me the price, the excluding price. So let's do that now. So we've got 7.86 and 38 cents. We're going to divide by 1.15, and that gives us 6.83, and I'm going to call that 81 cents. 6.83 and 81 cents. So it's going to give 6.83 and 81 cents. So there's my dollar sign. Now the GST amount will be the difference between those two. So let's see what that would be. So I'm just going to go 7.86 minus the 6.83. So I'm actually going to do it in the reverse order. I'll get a negative and I just make it positive at the end. So I'm just going to subtract 786.38, make it positive. It's 102.57. So I'm taking this one here, subtracting this one, and I get 102 and 57 cents. 102 and 57 cents. Nice. All right, so these ones here are exactly the same as the ones I've just done, yes? So I've already done all of these. The only one I haven't really done, in other words, I've done the method, you can just copy the method. The one I haven't really done, though, is this one here, and this is an interesting one. It's just given the GST content. That's the amount of GST. So how do we approach that one? So it's a little bit different, but we do know something about GST. We know that if you take an amount, and I'll do that over here, if you take any amount you like, and let's just call it, let's call GST X. We know that if I take X and I multiply it by 0.15, we find the GST content. So in other words, if I've got $100 and I multiply it by 0.15, I get 15. 15 would be the GST. So if we were to take X and multiply it by 0.15, that would give us this value here. So I'm just going to say equals $2.38. There it is. So we know whatever price we've got, multiply it by 0.15, and that gives us the original price. So I'm going to say X is equal to, I go 0.15, X is equal to 238. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.15. There it is, 0.15. So X is going to equal, so I've got 238 divided by, that's actually a 2, by the way, 238 divided by 0.15. Let's have a look. 238 divided by 0.15. And I end up with $15.87, I'm going to call that. $15.87. So this here is $15.87. Now, we can check that because if I've got 15.87 and I add GST to it, I should get $2.38. Let's have a look. Is that correct? Is that the right way? Let's have a look. $15.87 multiplied by 0.15, and I get 238 and change. Yeah. So we know that this price here, $15.87, and if I multiply it by 0.15, I should get the GST, which is $2.38. So that was the correct way of doing it. Now, of course, to find this here, all we have to do is add these two, and of course, we get the final one. So I've got my 238. I'm going to take my 15.87. I add them together, and I end up with 18.25. So this is this plus this, put a plus in the middle, equals, and I get $18.25. And that is how to find the answer.